proceed into with our lesser known species today. So just a reminder, all the information that we have for lesser known species does come from the Whale and Dolphin Conservation website. And today we're talking about the Northern Bottlenose Whale. Now, anyone from the UK would probably be like, oh, but this isn't lesser known. Like, we know these. This was the one that swam up the Thames. And you're not wrong. So, the northern bottlenose whales, they actually only live in the Atlantic, the North Atlantic. So, these whales were once heavily hunted for oil and for pet food during the 19th and 20th centuries. Over 65,000 of them were killed in whaling. And unfortunately, they are still hunted to this day. Now, unlike most beaked whales, these whales are very inquisitive. They're also one of the most well-known beaked whales. So, lesser known species is a well-known species of whale, beaked whale. Now, I think our next month's lesser known species I already have one in mind. I think it's going to be Dow's porpoise. The one of that, I don't know. Actually no. I think you did pick one out for me for July,
I
which
think so. I
which
don't
I'm
remember which one, but I think I did.
which I'm going to have to present live. So that's going to be fun.
Oh, that's r I don't know that yeah, I remember now. We did pick something because it will be a Pacific Northwest whale.
Yes. Oh, you said it's gonna. You've not actually told me the species. I think.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be a Pacific Northwest whale.
Okay, you're gonna say You're gonna say offshore orca, and then I'm gonna
Yeah, we'll see.
curse you for that.
We'll see. We'll find
There's
out. I still got
not
time
much
to
information
decide.
then.
See, I got time to decide.
Yeah, you do.
It might be something out of left field.
Look, if it's offshore orcas, that would be like the dream to have a photo of that ready.
Mhm.
That would be like the first time they've ever come in water, inland water. So the northern bottlenose whales. So these are actually beaked whales, as I mentioned before, which means they're also toothed whales, and they are part of the family Xiphidae. So just a reminder, toothed whales. You've got 6 different families. You've got the porpoises, you've got the oceanic dolphins, you've got the river dolphins, you have the sperm whales, you have the beaked whales, and then you've got the monodons, which are basically narwhal and beluga. So these are wide ranging from the North Atlantic. So their range basically spreads from the east coast Atlantic to the west coast Atlantic. So from from Florida to France. Um, there are some northern bottlenose whales between me and Geo right this second. Probably,
That's possible.
it's possible. Oh, look, there's one that just swam past there, just in the middle somewhere. So, what do they prey on? They hunt squid mostly, but they can also eat herring, echinoderms, and prawns. Now, what are echinoderms? Geo might ask.
Actually,
Actually,
I know what they are because I've been getting into fossils.
it's also written on the page.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, I do know because yeah, they're starfish and similar because you also get the ones that are kind of more like domed, that are like kind of puffed up. They're almost like a little biscuit.
Sea
And
cucumbers.
they're in yeah, and they're in like the same family. echinoderms.
Yeah.
That's a
Did
fa that's a family, that's a family that's been around for millions and millions of years.
did you know? Okay, fun fact about starfish. Did you know starfish are the only animal in the animal kingdom that have an odd number of legs?
Huh.
It's because they have radial symmetry. And I
Yeah.
think they're the only species of radial symmetry that have legs.
Yeah, whereas everything else is mirror symmetry.
Yeah. Even even if you look at even if you look at something like box jellyfish, they only have four tentacles,
Mhm.
but it's an
Hmm.
even number. Interesting that.
Yeah.
So to
Huh.
catch some of the deep sea squid, northern bottlenose whales can dive up to 1,400 meters and for 2 hours long. Now, this is pretty uncommon. Usually, their dives are about 15 meters and nowhere 15 meters, 15 minutes, and nowhere near as long as 1400 deep as 1,400 meters. That that was a mess of a sentence. This is what happens when we do it live. When I record videos, I can correct that in post. When we do the podcast, there's no correcting that.
You just get us.
Yeah, and often, like sometimes we'll go on a massive tangent where we're trying to explain the citation, and suddenly we'll end up on Star Trek. Most often we'll end up on Star Trek. Let's be honest.
Something nerdy.
Yeah, I mean we are nerds. That's our other crossover.
So
So
how do you identify a northern bottlenose dolphin?
it's not a dolphin.
Oh, sorry, whale.
It's a
Sorry,
whale, northern
bottlenose
bottlenose
whale.
whale.
It's because all of my life it's been bottlenose dolphin. Like that's just
It's
at
a
least.
Florida thing.
Well, I guess I think it's just like, and I think it's also just like my generation, in America. It's just like when you think of a dolphin, you think of a bottlenose dolphin.
To be fair, and I think we'll throw it over to chat as well. When you think of whales and dolphins, a lot of people will think of maybe the same five will pop up all the time.
Mhm.
You'll have
Orca.
orca, bottlenose dolphin, blue whale, humpback whale, sperm whale. Those are, I would say, those are the five that everyone will think about. Maybe
And
there's
I would say the only two others that I think probably sneak in here and there for people would be belugas and narwhals.
for sure, for sure. Um, Now that's providing people realize that narwhals exist. Um,
Yeah, but the that meme song like from 15, 20 years ago informed a lot of millennials that narwhals actually exist.
we could do a whole podcast about how there's a crazy, like I don't want to use the word crazy. There's there's a silly, like, what's the best word? There's a very big amount of people that actually don't realize narwhals exist. And there's a lot of people that think narwhals are like fake, but no, they do exist. Um, so you
They
asked how
do
to
exist.
so you asked how to
Sorry, I just had
identify.
sorry, you triggered a vocal stim in me. There's a commercial. It's a Christmas commercial for M&Ms where the red and
Is
the
it
yellow M&M sneak up on Santa, and the one like looks at him and goes, "He does exist," and faints, and then Santa goes, "They do exist," and he faints.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like the purple M&M exists.
No, no, no. This is an older one. I think this was before the purple M&M. Like I think this was at this point when this one came out, I think it was just the red and the yellow, and I think they had just introduced the green
Ah,
character.
so so when we say about getting sidetracked, this is what
Yeah.
happens when we do this live. We end up on M&Ms. But you know what? Like you're watching a podcast, like this. You watch a podcast for these moments, as much as for the information.
Our other podcast is called Side Quests.
We should actually do that. We should actually do that podcast.
Good. We could get Phantom on for that. I think she would enjoy that.
Hang on. What day of the year is April 1st next year?
It's a good question.
It's it's a Thursday. Go figure. Go figure. It's a
Go
Thursday
figure.
when it could have been a Saturday.
Oh well. Maybe
Oh,
another time.
so you asked how to identify a narwhal. So you identify a narwhal because it's got one or two or zero. Oh wait, no, hang on. That's Northern
Wrong
Bottlenose Whales.
species.
Yeah.
That's a well-known species. We're on lesser-known species, Cravon.
Well, the lesser known is the double tusk narwhal.
Mm-hmm.
I would let you viewers look that up. Also, put in the chat with the comments if someone asked you like what some species of whales and dolphins, what are the first ones that would come to your mind? So for northern bottlenose whales, the way to identify them is that they have a large melon forehead, and this is larger on mature males. Mature males also have small protruding teeth, which are very tough to see. Now, if you're wondering what a melon is, a melon is the organ that sits in front of the brain. It's the squishy bit. It a best example is picture a beluga. That's like you're picturing mostly melon there. So like belugas have massive melons.
A good way to think about it too is, melon for head, being a common colloquial term.
Or you could think about the thing that gives melon-headed whales their name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's I
They're
just
melon.
opened a can of worms there. Maybe that's a lesser-known species we should do one day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's also I got another lesser known species, but unfortunately it's a crustacean.
Is it also a whale?
No, it's a
Imagine.
crustacean, not a cetacean. Silly curvo. These are two different words.
Excuse me, but if you look through the evolutionary records, you'll realize that evolution has created crabs 6 separate
14
times.
Yeah, 6 times, that's the number. Yeah, oh
So,
yeah, I know. Crabs are the ultimate form of evolution.
so, well, let's be honest. Crocodiles are 250 million years of evolution. They haven't changed one bit. So, but I just
Yeah, but
picture one day like a whale's gonna turn into a crab. By the way, the term for that is carcinization.
mhm.
So, northern bottlenose whales, they have a mix of darker colors on their back. So like grays, browns, things like that. And these are contrasted with lighter colors on their sides and bellies. Now, typically when sea animals have this same coloration, and you see this a lot in sharks as well, where like the belly's white and then like the upper part is like darker. This is called counter shading, and the idea of this is when you're looking up, you're seeing the lighter side, so like the whiteness, and that's blending in with the surface of the water where there's the sun. And then from the top, you're looking down at a shark, and it's dark, and the background's dark as well because that's not where the light's coming from. So this is why this is a good form of camouflage. And for northern bottlenose whales, older individuals also tend to carry scars, and they also have flippers that can easily be tucked into their bodies whilst hunting. Now, let's talk about some of the threats facing northern bottlenose whales. So one of the biggest threats is marine pollution, both from plastics and noise. And particularly with noise, you guys over in the UK might remember way back when there was actually a whale in the Thames. This is a beaked whale. This is a Northern Bottlenose Whale. The skeleton of which is currently in the Natural History Museum. And one such reason why it might have been steered into the Thames could have been noise pollution. Now, unfortunately, another big threat towards the Northern Bottlenose Whale is from whaling, which is ongoing, and specifically in the Faroe Islands. And in the Faroe Islands, they have this tradition where they'll go out and butcher a whole load of whales uh, for tradition, for no real reason. Um, so, speak of whaling, this is actually going to kind of segue into us mentioning something that we're going to be doing next month, and our next podcast will be live recorded during that event, so you will see like a donation bar on the actual screen when we do that. But the podcast will actually air on YouTube after the event is already finished. So that's why we're mentioning it today. And there's going to be a few videos on the channel more about this. And this is going to be the World Ocean Day Festival with WDC. So what we're going to be doing is from the 4th to 11th of June, we're going to be supporting WDC to put an end to whaling in Norway. And this is going to be through multiple media forms, mostly Twitch, but also I'm going to be releasing, obviously, those videos over on YouTube as well. If you're a YouTube viewer, put in the description below. Well, write in the comments that you would like to participate as well, or even just donate towards this. If so, I will make a post on YouTube with the donation link. I think I'll do that anyway. So both me and Gio are going to be participating in this as well. We'll be recording the podcast, but we also have something else that's going to be very, very interesting that's whale and dolphin related. And that is a trivia night. So how that will work is that Gio will be asking me questions. And I think we're going to have a maximum of 15 questions. These are going to be difficult questions. Every question I get wrong, I have to donate £10. So that'll be interesting. That will be something that goes up on the Whale Talk podcast YouTube channel as well after the fact. So there'll be some extra whale content. So that's kind of like an extra mini podcast, if you will. So yeah, we're going to be supporting WDC in many different ways. And it's very important that we tackle whaling, because whales, aside from being very intelligent individuals, also have a very big environmental impact. So, Gio, you probably already knew this, but I'm going to ask you, did you know? Actually, no, I'm going to ask, out of all of the trees on Earth and out of all of the oceans, which locks up the most amount of carbon from the atmosphere? The oceans or the trees?
Probably the oceans.
I mean, I'm posing the question, so obviously it's the oceans. Do you know why?
I would mostly go just from significantly more volume of space for that carbon sequestration.
So, do you know where this carbon gets locked up? Like, what locks it up?
That's a good question. I know that some of it is certainly large organisms, uh, eating smaller organisms, working up the food chain. But also, I know that some of it, because I kind of saw this a little bit when we talked about whale falls. What happens when a whale dies and falls to the bottom of the ocean, and that is a large carbon sequestration event because it will take a very, very long time for the carbon from that whale's carcass to make it back up to the surface of the ocean.
Actually, that's okay. That's. I didn't even think of whale falls. I'm gonna be honest, but that's actually a very very good point. So,
And really, that would be with any large, whale falls, shark falls, you know, any kind of large, large organism that falls to the abyssal.
so the big thing that locks up carbon is actually phytoplankton. So
Ah,
phytoplankton will photosynthesize and they will convert carbon dioxide into oxygen. And so these require nutrients to propagate. And these nutrients usually come from uh, a mix of geographical features. Like if you got like different currents and like it's also topography that might impact this as well. But also when a whale, like a whale will go down, like diving, hunting, and when they're coming up, they're bringing nutrients back up with them. But also in their waste as well. This creates nutrients in the water, and this causes phytoplankton to propagate. So they're extremely extremely important. This is what's referred to as the whale pump. So this is another reason why, like even for someone that's not so much interested in whales but more interested in the planet, this is why whales are vital to conserve.